Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good day to all the learners out there. I am ZULAIHA and I am here to discuss to you what is communication. Even though we are in the midst of pandemic crisis, but I believe as human, we are adaptable, we are adaptive to whatever situations we are in. So without further ado, I have prepared here two objectives for this lesson. We are going to define what is communication, explain the nature and process of communication. What comes in your mind when you hear the word communication? So there are words that you can relate to this, like to convey, to share, to exchange, to transmit. So those are the words that you can relate to this communication. So if you have your own answer, please you can write it down on the comment section below. Communication comes from the Latin word communis, which means to share, inform, convey our feelings, emotions, thoughts, and observations, and many more. Communication is a process in which we are expressing our feelings, ideas, emotions to someone. So this activity starts at our birth. So we unconsciously develop the skill to communicate to other people. We can't live without communication. So we need this skill in order for us to communicate, in order for us to understand each other. Without this, maybe hindi tayo magkakaintindihan. So we develop some language. We develop this so-called language to communicate. According to Weber 2008, as cited by Dapat et al. On 2016, 70% of the person's waking time is spent communicating in different manners like talking, listening, reading, and writing. Communication is not just limited in speaking. There is this facial expression, gestures, postures, which added spices to our conversation. It gives more clarity to the meaning of the message that we are conveying to other person. Communication is a process of sharing and conveying message or information from one person to another within and across channels, context, media, and cultures. That is according to Cornac 2014. So we have here nature of communication. The first one is communication is a process. Communication is a process because we have the sender and the message sent to the receiver. So that is what we call the process. The sender sends a message to the receiver. Communication occurs between two or more people, the speaker and the receiver. So therefore, communication is a two-way process, hindi one-way process. Why? In order for you to communicate, you need someone. You cannot talk to yourself. Right? So, pwede kang paghinalaan na meron kang... So, it is a two-way process. There is a speaker and there is a receiver. Hindi pwedeng speaker at walang receiver. Okay? So, the third one is communication can be expressed through written or spoken words. Actions or non-verbal or both spoken words and non-verbal actions at the same time. So, ang point lang naman ito that is communication is done orally or verbally and non-verbal or mix. So, verbal communication is we are using our vocal tract. And non-verbal, it involves gestures, facial expression, and posture. Or maybe communication can a mix of this, verbal and non-verbal. Okay, so think about this. Why do we need to communicate? What is the importance of communication? If there is no communication, what do you think will happen? I will let you ponder about these questions and write your answers on the comment sections below. I hope you learned something from this. Thank you very much for listening.